I'm back addicted to Ark. So we need to open some more of this map because I don't know why I have a feeling that maybe I should start going this way. Oh, raptors, yay. Wow. Sit back watching cable. Wow. Nothing. I need to get me like one of them Drakelings or something. I forgot how you get him. You gotta give him like some fruit or something. I forgot how to get these dudes. Oh well, he ran away. These fools gave me some bow and arrows. I want camera. It's NPCs on. I was trying to turn down the. Seems like the game is really bright. Alright, let's go that way. Man, there's a lot of those little monkeys over here. Man, I don't want that. Some wheat drops. Oh, they don't do the dodos with the hats anymore? The party hats? You can change the color of your mount. But I can't see through the night. Alright, let's go this way. Let's go discover some. I need some damn armor. I'm over here rolling around with a shirt on. As long as I don't get off this griffin, I'm good. There goes some. I do need some to. I need to mine some trees or harvest. But I really want to discover. I was thinking about getting that DLC just in case, like, cause that rabbit, he can burrow a hole under the ground. And if you go so far away, you can instantly transport through the burrow, and then you could even put stuff. You can burrow a hole in the ground, and then you can put stuff inside the hole, or you can use it to escape. It's alright. I seen it. They want $10 for it. But I can't see through the night. What we got over here? Man, it shows a lot of raptors on this map. There goes a fresh drop right there. This fool, that fool hit a 360 on me real quick. Yeah, thank you. Sit back watching cable. The hell is that? 'Cause I can't sleep through the night. Hurry up. What is this? Ooh, a shotgun. Shotgun with no bullets. Man, they're getting down. They're like ripping each other. Boy, I'm telling you, there's a whole lot of raptors on here. What was that? colors. So basically, you can steal babies with the griffin. The griffin can pick up. And I don't have enough poison arrows, I don't think. I only got 3. Whoa. There goes those burrow holes for the rabbits. There goes one too, right there. Man, they got me wanting to get this DLC. That's how they get you. See how he took off? That's what they do. I wonder if you can go inside of them. Oh, that one was a trap. Watching local cable. There we go. It didn't take no life from me, it just trapped me. That was another one of their abilities. They can build traps. There's a bunch of stuff over there. Any treasure on this island? Oh, that's a nice piece. Oh, watching local cable. Why is there a statue floating in the
UFOs,
middle?
UAPs, and alien life as a possibility. Now, I remember back in the 1990s when I was traveling around America that the authority dismissal of the whole idea was constant. Everything from weather balloons to, oh, you're talking about little green men. No, actually not. I'm talking about a non-human force operating ultimately from another dimension that is manipulating and controlling, as indeed created the simulated reality that we think is real. And that dismissal went on, and then suddenly the rhetoric changed. And just within literally weeks of saying that 2026 will be the year of the alien because of the Spielberg film, because they were going to hook it to that for sure, you had the Trump regime and the Pentagon announcing they were going to release more and more footage of what we used to call UFOs and
What are those
the
shiny things?
possible existence of alien life. And so, what you can do when you are seeking to manipulate the population with a fake story about uh, alien uh, activity is you can either make them terrified of the aliens coming, or you can go another way and make people sympathetic, empathetic, and
Can you train?
accepting of
Ooh.
a
This must
benevolent
be where the Wyvern
non-human
Cave is.
force. And what Spielberg has done
They got a
is
whole volcano in here.
the second way. So what you see in Disclosure Day is a very sympathetic portrayal of non-human activity, and a very empathetic kind of portrayal. And indeed, the word empathy comes up in relation to this non-human race that is again portrayed in the film. It's like the aliens have empathy, and they're telling humans they don't have empathy, and they need to have empathy, or the world will go the way it's going. And that is an absolute inversion that there's not other life out there. I have no doubt there is, that is benevolent. But the manipulators of human society, human reality, human perception of reality, are not benevolent. They are anything but. They are empathy deleted. So you can see the inversion in the film where the aliens are empathetic as opposed to humans who are not. And so we are seeing the perceptual preparation of people for the acceptance of non-human life in the film's portrayal, an empathetic, sympathetic portrayal.
This is a
But
harpoon launcher.
in other ways, they will
I'm like, I think
use
I got
fear
something hot and
as a
it's
weapon against
nothing.
humanity too. So the fact that we are having these disclosures, this disclosure footage of, oh, what's this? We can't explain it. And the Spielberg film out at the same time is clearly and obviously no accident. And what is going to happen is this movie will trigger a lot of interest, a lot of discussion and debate about the alien presence, exactly as it's meant to do. And it will be, all of it, including the government disclosure, it will be a misdirection. This film certainly is a misdirection of what's actually happening. And what is that? That we have a reality that we think is real, we think is solid and physical, when actually it's not. And more scientists are beginning to grasp that fact, not least through quantum physics, but also through the increasing realization that this reality is some kind of simulation. And it is. And it's been created to enslave us by enslaving our perception. Everything is controlled perception, because from perception comes behavior. And where does perception come from? It comes from information received. And this is what censorship is all about. This is what directing the narrative is all about. It's about manipulating perception to see reality itself in the world in the way that this force wants us to see it. And so this is a very significant addition to that with this Spielberg movie. And it's no surprise to me whatsoever that it's a complete misdirection of the truth. It's also, watching it, a very cheesy story, a very not credible story, and involves the sudden release of fantastic numbers of videos that have been hacked by people who want to get the message out, and then it's put out right across the networks. I don't think somehow, I feel it in the water that would happen. But that's my immediate reaction to the Disclosure Day movie. It's a psyop, it's a misdirection, and it's being in conjunction with these disclosure footage releases by the Trump regime, and together they are meant to misdirect you from what's really going on, which is, yes, there is a non-human force.
Let's take a live look at the Pentagon right now. The innermost part of that building is what they call the A ring. It's A through E in terms of that building.
Look at that over there.
Over a hazardous materials threat. And they are now searching several locations to figure out if what sensors picked up in the A ring center part, and we do have a map, so I would ask the outnumbered team to do what we did last hour on the book. Look that up. So that very, very center is a courtyard. And then as you get that first ring of offices, that's what we're talking about. And they call this area the apex between the 5 and 6 corridors, because that's the very top of the map.
I'm like, what if I'm landing on a turtle?
Look at the Pentagon right now.
They have video footage of the Carmelo incident that they never presented in court, and they just had a press conference of the people who seen the
I need to
video.
eat.
Across the field.
Come
team
on.
and told the truth. And you went up there with a faulty
I
ass
don't want
test
none of
results, bro.
this.
Just straight up lying, saying that there was no
These
reason
drops
for
are
Carmelo to pull
garbage.
out his tool, right? Just lying, bro. That's why they didn't present the video because I feel like the video would have proved that it was self-defense. They need to leak the video because they need to leak the video. This was malpractice, and this is not the last we're going to hear of the Carmelo Anthony case. They have video footage of the Carmelo incident that they never presented in court, and they just had a press conference of the people who seen the video.
From either 2 minutes before the stabbing or 11 minutes before. So I chose 11 minutes. From the moment she pressed play, Carmelo Anthony was already sitting underneath that canopy. And he was sitting there for at least 8 to 9.5 minutes. You see, well, I saw a boy and a black lady go over to him first, and then they left out in the tent. And then all you see
Garbage.
coming across the field was another 6 boys. When they got to the bleachers, one went out of frame, and the other one sat at the bottom. But the remaining four, they came directly to Carmelo Anthony. And like he said before, it was a brief conversation, and then all you see is commotion. And we know from the interviews that Hunter did, we know that Hunter was, in fact, underneath that tent. The next thing you see, I'm sorry, you can see Carmelo in the midst of the assault on him. You can see Carmelo trying to back out, but he gets pulled back forward. The next thing you see is Carmelo, he comes shooting out the back, but he's still not standing. And he had to like kind of crab crawl backwards, and he had to like jerk away from them because they still had hold custody. He goes up a couple bleachers and he's looking around for which way to go. He runs diagonally down the bleachers and then he falls. At the time of him falling, that's when I noticed another 3 boys coming down the bleachers chasing after him. But once Carmelo got up, he took off. You didn't see him for the rest of the video. At no point in that video do you see at no point in that video do you see those boys ever going back to the tent and sitting down. That was all a lie. And I also have questions. I don't know how the defense did not play that video. Because when you see that video, it was self-defense. Carmelo was only 5'8", 111
She
pounds.
said that athletic boys was chasing Carmelo around for the protection of Michael.
Tonight, whiplash in the Middle East.
That's
Now the terrorists
crazy.
claim the U.S. would attack civilian infrastructure and
Where's
even
the
take out
treasure chest
energy
at?
facilities. President Trump announced today that a deal could be signed over the weekend and that the documents are in pretty final shape. Over the previous 48 hours, the war of words with Iran over the Strait of Hormuz had escalated into the language of bombs and tit for tat
Nah, I'm
retaliation.
good. I
On
still don't even
holiday
got
missiles
armor
launched
on.
at U.S. bases in Kuwait, Bahrain, and Jordan. Today, the president
I'm
said
like,
he
I
will
still don't even
suspend
have
a
armor.
ferocious night of attacks on Iran, even
Oh, I
after
was
he
like, what
called
is
the ceasefire
that?
meaningless. So to bring in some clarity, let's go to Caitlin Huey-Burns in Washington. So, Caitlin, what's the state of play right now with this deal?
Hey, good evening, Matt. Well, what's at play here is a potential deal to strike a deal. The president said the U.S. and Iran are now closing in on a memorandum of understanding that would then kick off 60 program. President Trump called off a third straight day of airstrikes against Iran tonight, saying there was an
This map is
agreement
so
with the regime.
big.
We just made a great settlement of the war with Iran, and we're going to be subject to finalization of documents. We should get them over the next few days.
Just hours earlier, the president was threatening more bombing. But by this afternoon, an apparent breakthrough. CBS News has learned the agreement, if signed, would
Some
open up the
fresh
Strait of Hormuz,
water.
include a commitment by Iran not to
Now
enrich
this is
uranium for
beautiful.
15 to 20 years, and if there's enough progress, release billions of dollars in frozen Iranian assets.
See, they got
The
wood
president said
and
the U.S. naval
everything,
blockade
boy.
in the strait will remain until the deal is officially agreed to, which he said could be this weekend. Overnight, the U.S. used 2 Hellfire missiles to disable a tanker carrying Iranian oil. The president said the price of oil will fall once the strait is opened.
Oil prices dropping like a rock.
Democratic Senator Chris Van
Oil
Hollen
prices
disputed
driving
that
like a
prediction.
rock.
Well, that's just not true. Over time, prices will go down, but they will be
Oh,
sticky
here
for
goes
some
some
time. We just saw reports
some
this week that
metal.
inflation is the highest it's been in years.
Now, as for the Iranians, a foreign
This
ministry
is
spokesperson
nice.
acknowledged that while the text of the deal
I'm
is
like, I need to
nearly
build
ready,
right
the
here.
agreement has not yet
And there's metal that generates, and plenty of wood.
Energy facilities. President Trump announced today that a deal could be signed over the weekend and that the documents are in pretty final shape. Over the previous 48 hours, the war of words with Iran over the Strait of Hormuz has escalated into the language of bombs and tit for tat retaliations on Iran and missiles launched at U.S. bases in Kuwait, Bahrain, and Jordan. Today, the president said he suspended a ferocious night of attacks on Iran, even
Is
after
that
it called the
snow?
ceasefire meaningless. So to bring in some clarity, let's go to Caitlin Burns in Washington. So, Caitlin, what's the state of play right now with this deal?
Hey, good evening, Matt. What's at play here is a potential deal to strike a deal. The president said the U.S. and Iran are now closing in on a memorandum of understanding that would then kick off 60 days of negotiations over Iran's nuclear program.
President Trump called off a third straight day of airstrikes against Iran tonight, saying
My kid can be treated the way white women treat random numbers. Oh my gosh, is that your cock? Oh, he's such a chubby boy. I just want to eat him up. Eat him up, baby. Babies.
right now, we're going to give you your most close-up look yet at the search for aliens, and we're going right to the source, the real-life alien hunters, scientists. Put all the noise away. To scientists, the Galileo project is at the forefront of the scientific search for alien civilizations.
Chip break.
Scientists discovered about extraterrestrials, about UAPs, about UFOs so far. Joining me now, director of the Galileo Project, former theoretical astrophysicist, Dr. Oswald. Today on the Hotline Show. Hey, good to see you again, sir. One of the interesting points of the conversation we had earlier today was about AI-powered telescopes to analyze.
Як реагують верхні кінцівки? Очі реагують на світло швидко. Чи є повітряна болі? Як реагують верхні кінцівки? Очі реагують на світло швидко. Чи є повітряна болі? Як реагують верхні кінцівки? Очі реагують на світло швидко. Чи є повітряна болі? Як реагують
I just got back from watching the brand new Steven Spielberg movie Disclosure, and I'm gonna be able to say, after watching this movie, I think we made something about aliens. And if it's throughout the movie, we see something way too. I know AI is a thing, and I know we have documentation of it, but I'm gonna be honest, it was a little too close to home. The movie follows our main character who ends up.
Take me to the north.
watching our face already, man. On some real shit. Hey, listen, my people know what I'm saying. Hey, yeah. On my life. Up there and stuff there. Yeah, let out. But yeah, it's obvious what they're trying to do, y'all. They trying to kill the buddy. So yeah, listen, man. Whatever prison he going to, if anybody know what prison he going to, y'all got family in there, let them brothers in there know, man. Look after him. But shit, they connections like that, shit, they gonna make sure he'll get around his own kind. He can't control that, they can't control that. So listen, man, you guys got cell phones in that motherfucker, man. This man on the right lap, bro. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they got it fucked up, yeah? Yeah. Roll that shit. Yeah, roll. Roll all they ass. This man on the roll. So let me get this straight. Okay? So the victim's dad knows the judge. He knows the DA. They all friends. They had an all-white jury. They had a closed hearing. No news. There's nobody in there. They find him guilty. They sent him off to prison in 1 day after being convicted. Look, let me tell you something, man. Of all my times being in trouble, being convicted and waiting to go to the joint from jail,
It takes up to a week. Yeah, it takes like 2 weeks, a week to 2 weeks.
if his dad know all them people with that much power, what make you think they don't know the warden or probably a white shirt or anything at the prison that he's going to? They finna try to kill the buddy. I can see the setup already, man. They finna make sure that he get into a cell with a racist dude who probably got life and got shit going with him, a racist white boy. They probably already paid the white boy off, paid his family off. I can see that happening, man. And I ain't lying to y'all, bro. They done too much in our face already, man. On some real shit. Hey, look. This company and that guy. Listen, my people know what I'm saying. This company. America said.
America said.
And kill 8 black people where they worshiping Jesus at. And after you done with that, we gonna take you to Burger King. America said that you can go to 2 nail salons and kill a bunch of Asian people, and yes, we gonna put it off as you having a bad day. America said that you can travel across state lines or city lines where they're protesting Black Lives Matter and they rattling behind black people, and you can have 2 assault rifles and kill 2 people claiming self-defense, and they'll give you a video game. America said that you can kneel on the back of a man's neck, and we gonna hold a moment of silence for you, the man that did the kneeling. America said that you can follow a black young man that was wearing a hoodie, he had Skittles, he had an Arizona tee, and 911 said don't follow him. But America said, you know what? You can follow him, and you can also end that little boy's life and kill him. And guess what? We're gonna let you sign autographs. America said that you can go inside a convenience store, get chased out that convenience store, something, your goddamn life. That's what America said. I say America is some bullshit. America said you can go to a 2 hours until the election. 2 hours.
Breaking news coming from Fox News' Jennifer Griffin. She is saying that Iran fired several drones tonight at commercial vessels attempting to transit the Strait of Hormuz.
So apparently I've been doing some research, right? And this is a common issue with the PlayStation 5. For real, with all the money we spend on these consoles,
217 on the track, man. I'm willing to cover all of Carmelo Anthony's legal fees until he wins this case. A 17-year-old, small-built black kid gets sentenced to 35 years for self-defense. Forced to serve 17 and a half years before parole. We all know damn well if it were a white kid cornered by a group of black people pulling out a weapon, the court would have already treated him like a hero and set him free with no charges. When I was making a TV series for life, I already saw through the dirty tricks of this justice system. They don't care about the truth at all. They just want to make an example out of this powerless boy of color. This isn't justice at all. This is a blatant legal lynching. I've already had my
Yep.
team reach out to his appellate lawyer, Mike Howard. Since
It's a
Texas
lynching.
courts want to play games with black lives, then we'll see them in the appeals court. If this system refuses to listen to reason, then I'll smash the door open with money. If they thought this verdict would silence everyone, they'll soon find out it will only make our voices louder. I'm willing to cover all of Carmelo Anthony's legal fees until he wins this case. A 17-year-old, small-built black kid gets sentenced to
Just finished disclosure day, no spoilers, but I do got some questions I want to ask. If aliens were revealed to the Earth, right, then Steven Spielberg is one of the greatest minds of our time. I swear to God, this dude has a superpower of making you lock into the movie the whole time, making you feel just so many different feelings. It's so interesting how good he is. But let's get past all of that. If aliens were ever revealed to Earth, I don't think that people would react in a chaotic, pandemonium. There wouldn't be no pandemonium. There wouldn't be no crazy. I think people would have a huge revelation as to how insignificant they actually are in the grand scheme of the universe. And I think people would shift
Oh, I found the
priorities
wyvern
from
trench.
government factions, political factions, religious factions to one world order. I don't think a new world order has to be evil. I think that narrative came from conspiracy theorists to scare people from actually unifying. I think what Earth actually needs is a new world order, and anybody outside of that order gets destroyed. That's what we need to do. Seriously, if aliens, but this is my problem with aliens.
Instead of treating today just like so look, bro, I feel like we should propose a new challenge in honor of Carmelo and Austin Metcalf case going the way it did. Because as y'all know, these people mimic everything we do. So let's see if they mimic this too.
That's so beautiful.
Austin challenge. What you do? You come outside and you stand in the sun for 3-4 hours with no sunblock, right? And then you plant your feet in the grass, bare feet. You grab your throat and you fall to the ground. And then you start gasping for air and shaking. Like that. So look, bro, I feel like we should propose a new challenge in honor of Carmelo and Austin Metcalf case going the way it did. Because as y'all...
Hey, check this out. I'm going to say this, right? These last two trials that we just witnessed, man, these last two cases, if these last two cases ain't open y'all eyes to what's going wrong, man, I don't think y'all ever gonna wake up. Because this ain't no light shit, this ain't no little shit. What we witnessing,
Cause I can't see you.
we gotta wake up around this motherfucker and get smart, man. This is the problem. We too busy raising our kids to play basketball, to play motherfucking football, baseball, and all that shit. We gotta put our we gotta raise our kids and put them in position of power. Cause that's what just happened. What you just witnessed is power. Too busy throwing a basketball and football in their motherfucking heads. If you gonna throw a basketball and football in their heads, throw their ass and tell their ass gonna be a lawyer. Why they doing this shit? Ain't a rapper. The fuck that's gonna get us? Man, go and throw that ball all you want to. Go and make your millions. What the fuck that's gonna get you? See what happened when they get some money. They don't even know they black people no more. The same black people that died for them being able to throw that ball or shoot that ball. This is real shit, man. See, a lot of y'all just...
As a veteran scientist, at first glance, it doesn't even look real. A recently released infrared video. Subject limb response is sluggish, documenting loss of motor control. Respiratory rate is elevated. Subject appears confused. Mouth examination complete. Subject limb response is sluggish.
documenting loss of motor control. Respiratory rate is elevated. Subject appears confused. Mouth examination.
Some of you guys ain't ready for this. Just follow along the best way you can. But as the days of Noah were, so also will the coming of the Son of Man be. What were the days of Noah like? In order to know what the days of Noah were like, we got to go back. Genesis chapter 6. Read verses 1 and 2. It's all one sentence. Get ready. Basically, the fallen angels were producing with human women. They were creating hybrids. I know a lot of this sounds like a movie. It's in the Bible. It really happened. I told you it's going to be a lot. Now, what are the Nephilim? In Hebrew, it means the fallen ones. And a lot of people get this mixed up. They are not the same as fallen angels. Fallen angels who were sleeping with the human women produced hybrids called the Nephilim. And all of this was Satan's plan to contaminate the human race. But Zach, the flood was to get rid of all of this, right? That's correct. When you get to verse 9 of chapter 6, it talks about Noah and his genealogy being untainted, unblemished, qualified him for God to use him for what he was trying to do. And the whole point of what God was trying to do through Noah was save 8 people on the ark and wipe out or erase the blackboard, so to speak. Okay, but then if they were all destroyed from the flood, we don't have to deal with them anymore. They're gone, right? They were all destroyed. So you would think. Let's keep reading. When you read Genesis 6, verse 4, it says there were Nephilim back in those days during the time of Noah. And after that, when you really read and understand, all of this stuff with the Nephilim happened again. You go to Numbers 13:33, and it says there were Nephilim in the land. So it happens again. All this talk with the UFO could be the modernized version of what we're dealing with here. The talk of aliens, UFOs, could be an echoing, and that could be what Jesus was talking about when he said, like the days of Noah. There's a parallel going on. We're not done. When you go to Daniel chapter 2, it talks about Nebuchadnezzar and his statue and the mystery of the iron mixed with clay. And when you read verse 43, as you see iron mixed with ceramic clay, they will mingle with the seed of men. The they in the verse has to be something other than the seed of men. What are we talking about here? We're talking about something other than the seed of men. Nephilim, hybrids, that the fallen angels created with human women. And that is a hint right there that there was going to be hybrids during the end times. Nephilim in the end times, just like there was in the days of Noah. Some of you guys ain't ready for this. Just follow along the best way you can. But as the days of Noah were, so also will the coming of the Son of Man be. What are the days of Noah like? In order to know what the days of Noah were like, we got to go back. Genesis chapter 6. Read verses 1 and 2. It's all one.
I be giving that good energy. Should be giving that good energy. Dragons!
Oh.
It's just me, myself, and I.
And services. Because this is in a business, this live isn't going to be shown to anyone.
I want the problem that you want to give to the Carmelo Anthony family. I want you, boy. Metcalf, I want you, boy. Me and you one-on-one. I'll beat the out of you. Oh, I'll beat the out of you, nigga. And I got just as many too. Yeah, you got them. Nigga, what's wrong with you, nigga? We don't give a damn about dying. Y'all do. You see, you ain't dying about your son. If a motherfucker my son, I ain't doing no interviews. I'm a different kind of man than you, boy. And I'm taller and my dick bigger. Have a good day, short man.
Metcalf believes Anthony should have received a life sentence. He says if Anthony is up for parole in 17 years, he will be there in some form to argue against it.
If I'm still alive, yes, I will be there in person. If not, I am going to make a video, if I'm passed on, that can be played.
There are no walls in Metcalf's home without photos or paintings of Austin and his twin. These images and a scholarship in his son's name are what remains of his father.
Forgiveness is love. Forgiveness for me, so I don't carry the rage and hate and that around. It will eat me up like cancer.
I'm going to make this statement, and I'm hoping a lot of black men can relate or understand where I'm going with this. Excuse me, guys. And a lot of people can kind of comprehend what I'm about to say. Okay. Our black men, young black males, are not allowed to be children. You know, our black, you know what, I'm not going to even just say men. Our black children are not allowed to just be children. Not even to black people. As if, but they look at this guy, Offset, as a child. But they look at Carmelo as though Carmelo was the adult, a child. They did not look, and then regardless of Carmelo's size, which Carmelo was very small compared to these twin brothers. If you're paying attention, we're showing the twin brothers as if they were smaller than Carmelo on every picture they're advertising. See, perception is everything. Perception is everything, and this is the reason people have gotten to the point of actually doing videos, doing interviews, and et cetera, on cases to make sure that a certain group of people do not get the justice. Because if I can paint this perception of this case in your head, it doesn't matter who's on the jury. They're going to already be biased because I went to the news and I painted this perception in your head, this image in your head already, that this guy gotta be a criminal, this guy gotta be bad. Everything that I'm saying has to be the truth because this guy has to be bad. Because America has already painted this image like a mirror. If I play something repetitiously, it is reprogramming your way of thinking. So if they play on the news that black people are criminals, they should play the rap music that black people are criminals. If they play movies that black people are thugs and criminals, right? And they play on the news, on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, that everything about black people is bad, right? Even if they do a study of, and I don't know if you guys remember they did a study back in the day, where they put a black kid and a white kid beside each other with a big kid. And the kids pick the white baby up. But if I put this in your mind, put it in the music, put it in the movies, put it on social media, put it on the news, and say that black people are bad. Everything about black people is bad. Everything about black people is horrible. And then when something happens, the go-to is because this is a black person involved. And I'm going to go to the news first to paint this image, right? And that means whoever it is, if you're black going there to try to defend yourself, that's going to be out the window because the legal system is not going to believe you. Because what? Perception. And every black person is bad. And our black children are not allowed to be young and black. You gotta be black and criminal. You know, a lot of people say, oh, why you gotta be a racist thing? Because everything that we watch and everything that we have been watching lately, playing repetitiously on the news, in the movies, with the music, okay? They don't want to hire none of the positive rappers. They don't want to have anybody singing any positive songs about black people because they won't get signed on for a music career, right? Black people don't get none of the good roles. They don't get an award for any positive things, right? They don't get awards for playing as a criminal. Women getting paid for being a slut, right? We never give them an award for being something constructive or positive or something uplifting. Now, give you an example. Denzel Washington Malcolm X, right? He did an award for that. He got an award for being a criminal. Halle Berry. As amazing as Halle Berry is, and my God, she is beautiful. What did she get an award for? She got an award for being a slut. Being a slut and white men pimping her out. Right? Now, the other movie that she played as a woman who was on drugs and abusing her child while a white woman had to come save her child, her black child, right? My point that I'm getting at is even when it comes out to giving black people roles, they gift in black robes would read something horrific. I'm gonna give you another example. Well, Tyler Perry. There was this black actor. He used to play in Albany as an attorney before. He started playing as a Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Reading on women, right? Maybe I got the movies confused, but you guys get what I'm saying. One of them played as a Diary of a Mad Black Woman. The other one is Why Did I Get Married? The other one is something else. But when these men play in these movies, it ends their careers. It ends their careers. Great career before this occurs. When they play these roles after, their career is usually over. Say, for example, now, they got some positive rappers. I don't know how many of you remember Public Enemy. One of my favorite rap groups. Public Enemy never got the publicity. You rap about something negative, something irate, something violent. Your records and your stuff go to the extreme. A lot of people might not like R. Kelly. See, as long as R. Kelly was singing something sexual, everybody loved R. Kelly. When R. Kelly changed the method and started singing about something positive, something about love, something about uplifting people, something about, people coming together, then what? Oh my God, now he's a threat. Because I could not dare let you people, black people, thinking outside the box. And a lot of people may not be okay with R. Kelly, that's fine. It's not about the R. Kelly thing. I'm showing you my point here. My point is, black people become under attack when it's something to change the narrative of the way black people are. There was a young black child here that got a lot of scholarships.
We're taking Grogu home.
About black people. And if they do, it's very quick and very fast.
Sitting here with my other white buddies with our privilege just dripping off of us by the buckets. I mean, just bucket loads of privilege whiteness just dripping. Hell, nothing like a good old white privilege day to get you started. Don't you love your white privilege, Brad? Ain't it great? Have a white privilege day. Sitting here with my other white buddies with our privilege just dripping off of us.
Sauce for dogs, the hard way. Sauce for dogs, the pedigree drizzle.
Excellent process. Rewind the time.
Hey, for the ones out there that's talking about Bill Carmelo,
One thing. Got it.
The government is preparing for disclosure, but the Bible calls it a great deception. And this deception is so powerful that it's designed to rock the very foundation of your faith. Yeah, so let's talk about it. If you don't know me, my name is Jake.
And if the world hated the real problem the way y'all hate niggas, we probably would have heaven on earth. Because what do so-called black people do to the world to be hated globally? Answer quickly. When you ask people that question, when you ask other groups of people that question, they'll say shit like, yo, commit crime. Everybody commit crime. Who's responsible for the crime in China? Not niggas. Who's responsible for the crime in India? Not niggas. So everybody commit crime. Every group has bad apples. You would think that the niggas have done the most egregious acts against all of humanity. Y'all just be reaching for shit to justify your bigotry. Because most of y'all don't want to admit that y'all just some hating ass bitches, because that's my only conclusion.
And that's why another thing that I'm really fascinated by is Obama winning the election simply because there's only one type of human being on Earth that doesn't appear to have been seeded here by extraterrestrial races. In other words, most of the human beings on this planet are not local. There's a single blue-eyed ancestor that all human beings can be traced back to. The white person did not exist on Earth prior to about 10, 11,000 years ago because of this exchange
and I ended up putting it in the book anyway. The story was that this guy, they finally said, okay, we're going to bring you to the United Nations and share your message with the world. Let's get you on this flight. They bring him on this flight, and instead of bringing him to the United Nations, they shot him repeatedly, and then actually had some kind of meat grinder device, and basically like a bandsaw, I guess, and sawed up his body into a whole bunch of pieces, put him in these very like radioactive shielded containers, and then had all these fighter jets dock with the plane and fly his body parts to all corners of the world, where then these containers turn them into ash. And they thought that maybe this would defeat him, like that his body somehow, the tissue was necessary. So if they destroyed all the tissue in all these places across the world, maybe they could defeat him. Well, he then regenerated in their offices and was fully fine, fully intact. But the sad part is that he said, you guys so badly did not want me to be here that I am not going to be able to do anymore. You're going to get what you want, but bear in mind that in the future, many others like me will be coming, and when they do, you will not be able to stop them. That is all I know. Unfortunately, there's nothing more to the story than that.
Incredible.
This is an incredible story.
Incredible. To the wild card, Thomas. Right here in California. Thomas, you're up next on Coast.
Jimmy, thank you for taking my call. And David, it's always a pleasure to.
The Black Jesus story was probably one of the most shocking things I ever heard. It came from my insider, Jacob, I call him that in the book, who actually was working for the Rothschilds, and still does, and also is a whistleblower who doesn't really do what they want, but continues to work for them because he feels like there's some very serious extraterrestrial threats to Earth, and that what they're doing is very necessary to protect us. So the story goes that in the 1960s, there was a black man in Africa who came in with abilities complementary to those of Jesus. And he was performing miracles. He was...
So you guys are just like State Farm, right?
What's the latest?
The trial is over. The jury has spoken. And the...
What you say, man?
Son, what up, guys?
Hey, fuck that nigga Austin Mikhail, man. Bro, that shit got me Superman. Everything, that shit fucked my whole day up.
You found a controversial verse in Genesis 6, which has to do with a prophecy that Jesus said. I start with Jesus. Matthew 24. There's 4 disciples, an inside briefing on the second coming. And in that briefing, he makes a very strange remark. He says, as the days of Noah were, so shall the days of the coming of the Son of Man be. Now, many people presume he just meant that it was because of the business of usual. So anyway, the point is, right, we need to understand what the days of Noah were like in order to understand what he was saying. So that takes us to Genesis 6, and if you jump into Genesis 6, we quickly discover you have to understand the first 2 verses are one sentence, and it deals with this strange goings-on between the fallen angels producing hybrids with humans. And that was so uncomfortable in the early years of the church that it was the understanding of the early rabbis. It was also the understanding of the early church that what it was dealing with was fallen angels cohabiting with human women producing a strange hybrid offspring. But when you get to about the 5th century, that
Take
was a very
me
uncomfortable
to
posture.
the
Now
north.
tell me about the word Nephilim. What does that mean? In the Hebrew, it comes from the verb nephal. It means the fallen ones. And that's the term used. Don't confuse that with the fallen angels. The fallen angels, according to Genesis 6, cohabited with human women to produce a hybrid offspring that are called in the Hebrew the Nephilim. Well, the hybrid, and apparently, was part of
to get rid of it. That's exactly in Genesis 6, it speaks of Noah that his genealogy was untainted. Unblemished, but the fact that he was unblemished qualified him for what God was going to do, among other things. But the point is, the whole issue that God chose to do was to save 8 people in the ark and erase the blackboard. So
First encounter with the extraterrestrials was with the Nordics, the Pleiadians, on February 20th of 1954. That encounter did not result in any agreement. The aliens wanted us to give up our nuclear weapons, and if we did that, they would help us develop amazing technology, not weapon-related, and would help us with developing other technologies in terms of health and other things. But they wanted us to concentrate on spiritual development, and Eisenhower's generals decided to turn that deal down. Well, 2 months later, Eisenhower had another encounter, this time with the Greys.
What's wrong with him? I ain't fighting that thing. That thing is powerful. Look like a element raptor.
That encounter did not result in any agreement. The aliens wanted us to give up our nuclear weapons. If we did that, they would help us develop amazing technology, not weapon-related, and would help us with developing other technologies in terms of health and other things. But they wanted us to concentrate on spiritual development, and Eisenhower's generals decided to turn that deal down. 2 months later, Eisenhower had another encounter with this time.
Make sure that fool ain't coming up over that hill. Uh-oh. I heard a wolf.
First encounter with the extraterrestrials was with the Nordics, the Pleiadians.
So I gotta tell you. Make sure you tell them.
Wait.
One of the biggest quality of life updates we've seen in quite some time. This update brings major pet improvements, a brand new system that helps players recover lost rare equipment, combat changes, mount upgrades, controller customization, mini-game improvements, and a massive list of bug fixes. There are also some interesting changes to character skills and companion systems that could have a noticeable impact on gameplay moving forward. So let's break down everything you need to know about this new update. The biggest feature in this update is definitely a pet system. Players can now register up to 100 pets, which is a
Why would you want 100 pets? What are you gonna do with 100 pets? They're just ridiculously slapping stuff in that game. No missions, no nothing. 50 pets.
The developers also added new
100.
to the existing pet challenge system that increase pet registration capacity. The best part is that if you've already completed those challenges in the past,
what are those little white dots? Those rocks.
won't have to repeat content they've already finished. This is especially good news for collectors. Previously, players had to be careful about which pets they kept because registration slots were limited. Now you'll have much more freedom to collect rare pets without constantly worrying about running out of space. Even though only 50 can be active at once, increasing the registration cap to 100 makes the entire system feel much more future-proof for future updates and future pet additions. Several quality-of-life improvements were made for companions and mounts. Baby wyverns now have their own dedicated map icon, making them much easier to locate when exploring the world. It sounds like a small change, but anyone who has spent time searching around for companions knows how useful something like that can be. Pet names will also stay the same when pets grow up, which helps maintain that connection players build with their companions over time. Damian also received a useful upgrade and can now
Damian. People just renamed the person. I thought it was Damien, now it's Damian.
what activities you're focusing on. Meanwhile, the Iron Eagle and Phoenix are intended to equip the Signal of Valor as well. However, there are still reports within the known issues list suggesting that functionality may not be fully working for everyone yet. One of the smartest additions in this patch is the new lost equipment recovery system. Previously, losing a rare item could be incredibly frustrating, especially if it came from a treasure chest, a difficult quest reward, or another hard-to-obtain source. Now, shopkeepers will collect and resell lost rare equipment. If you lose one of these items, it will become available for purchase after 7 days. There is a catch, though. The item will cost more than its original value when you buy it back. This is actually a really clever system because it creates a nice balance. Players are no longer permanently punished for accidentally losing valuable gear, but there is still a meaningful consequence for making a mistake. The developers could have simply returned the item for free, but this approach keeps rare equipment valuable while also removing some of the frustration that comes with permanently losing
Oh, now you want to
gear.
give me one for free.
The pinball minigame has received a surprisingly large number of improvements. Many players felt the minigame was more frustrating than enjoyable, and the developers clearly listened to that feedback. The ball now feels slightly heavier and moves more naturally. The chances of it clipping through walls have been reduced, several pin positions have been adjusted, some fixed pins have been removed entirely, and the issue where the ball frequently became stuck in the upper left area has been addressed.
Honestly, I just need some trees.
Where the ball could unexpectedly fall after bouncing off the launcher. Instead of making one small adjustment and moving on, the developers went after nearly every major complaint players had about the minigame. So if you've avoided it because it felt frustrating before, it might be worth giving it another try. Wyverns received multiple fixes and improvements in this update. A bug that sometimes caused Wyverns to be summoned in an unmountable state has been fixed. Players can now use Axiom Force to mount a Wyvern without needing to learn backhang first, making the process much easier and more accessible. Another fix addresses an issue where attacking with the Wyvern on land consumed far too much stamina, something that many players found annoying. Mounts have also been improved, so they're less likely to spawn inside dangerous zones. That might sound like a small adjustment, but it helps prevent situations where a mount appears in an awkward location and immediately causes problems. The developers also fixed cases where Black Star and certain Wyverns would randomly walk into water in specific situations. Combat wasn't left untouched either. For Damian, focus leveling now properly increases spirit recovery as originally intended. Previously, players could invest in the skill and not receive the expected benefits, so this correction should make progression feel much more rewarding. The attack patterns of golem enemies have also been adjusted to improve overall combat flow and make encounters feel more natural. One of the most interesting changes involves special arrows. Explosive evasive shot and multi-shot now properly trigger additional effects when used with special arrows equipped. This is potentially one of the most important gameplay changes in the patch, because skill interactions play a huge role in overall combat effectiveness. When abilities and ammunition don't interact properly, entire builds can feel weaker than intended. Now that these effects trigger correctly, ranged players may discover new combinations and strategies that weren't fully viable before. This is definitely one of the first things many players will want to test. Users received some welcome upgrades in this patch. Players can now assign custom buttons for opening the inventory, map, skills menu, journal, and photo. Customization is always appreciated because every player has different preferences when it comes to controls. The developers also fixed a strange issue where dismounting from a Wyvern in mid-air could automatically force players back onto the mount. It sounds funny when you first hear about it, but after experiencing it multiple times, it can become incredibly frustrating. Thankfully, that issue
Damn, they threw his ass off the cliff. I just seen him go flying.
the developers fixed an issue where certain housing items could no longer be moved after being placed and then picked up again. While this may not sound like a major change, fixes like this help make housing systems feel much smoother and more reliable for players who spend a lot of time decorating and customizing their spaces. Several UI improvements were included in the update. Certain animal knowledge entries and guide images have been improved. Animal names that previously appeared as question marks at the rancher's shop should now display.
Bro, you better get away from me. He's here to try to rob me. I know he is.
Localization updates were also made across multiple
Yep, y'all got swiped up. That's what you get for trying to rob me.
quests and descriptions are easier to understand for players around the world. The patch contains a huge number of smaller fixes as well. The sigil of solidarity now works correctly in situations where it previously failed. Cuckoo bird eggs and wyvern eggs can no longer be stacked. Foul detection in the duel minigame has been improved to create fairer matches and reduce questionable calls. The mining drill's bonus yield effect also works correctly while clinging to walls. Players can now again disable depth of field in photo mode, which is fantastic news for anyone who enjoys taking screenshots, because many players felt that option had mysteriously disappeared. The developers also fixed issues involving Black Star and wyverns walking into water and corrected a bug that caused feeding to consume 2 food items on hard difficulty instead of 1. A few new additions were made to shops as well. The flower basket has been added to Herdan's permission shop, and Raid's Weapons of the World Bows Volume 1 can now be purchased from Herdan's admin shop. Completionists also have something to look forward to, because the Ikane
I'm gonna kill this
entry can
dude.
now
I don't know
be
what he
obtained after completing the
wants.
Kiln repair quest at the Kilden
I
Workshop.
think he wants to
If you're someone
rob
who
me.
enjoys filling out every knowledge entry and collecting everything the game has to offer, this is another small but welcome addition. One thing that continues to impress players
Oh,
is just how many secrets
we're
and
fully
mechanics
loaded.
people are still discovering hundreds of hours into the game. Recently, players have been talking about special weather-related necklaces that can influence environmental conditions. For example, some players have mentioned a sunshine necklace and a rain necklace that can affect weather behavior. Whether the developers expand on systems like this in future updates remains to be seen, but it highlights just how much there is still to discover. Even players with hundreds of hours invested continue finding new mechanics, hidden interactions, and features they never knew existed. That's something you don't see very often in modern games. While this update fixes a lot of problems, there are still some issues being tracked by the developers. Certain NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5000 series drivers can still cause unexpected crashes. There are also ongoing reports involving Phoenix and Iron Eagle equipment functionality, fishing-related bugs, quest progression issues, Damian's shield toss, evasion controls, mount-related problems, PlayStation keyboard input issues, map colorblind filter problems, and a handful of FSR visual glitches. So while the update is a big step forward, there is still more work left to do, and we'll have to wait for future updates to address those
That
remaining
is
issues.
beautiful.
Overall, this patch update is another win for developers. What stands out most is that many of these changes directly address community feedback and long-standing player complaints. Instead of focusing only on adding new content, the developers are spending time improving existing systems and polishing the overall experience. Those kinds of updates don't always grab the biggest headlines, but they often have the biggest impact on how enjoyable the game feels on a daily basis. So that's everything you need to know about Crimson Desert's latest patch update. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe for more Crimson Desert coverage, and as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.
Coming up at the top of the
Coming up with that hot.
This week is getting crazier by the day. This is Tony. Hope you're all doing well. We got this insane clip from a TV show called New Amsterdam. You won't believe what they're now trying to tell us. Okay, we'll get into that. We got some interesting story about strawberries, which you're gonna definitely want to see. We'll get into that. We have this lady that plays Helen of Troy. Lupita, apparently she was in Black Panther as well. You won't believe what she's now saying. We'll get into that. She's going to be on this movie, obviously. And we're going to get into that a little bit, some of the history behind it. We're going to get into actually a number of other topics as well. We got what Russell Crowe did recently, and just a bunch of other insane things going on. And something huge I'm going to cover on my other channel. I might brush into it here. This is crazy. What they're doing in New York City, we'll get into that maybe a little bit on the tail end. Let's just get going here. Let's start with New Amsterdam. A doctor explains to her mother that her son's tumor grew because of internalized racism. I am not joking. This is literally what we're saying in the episode. Check this out.
What does that have to do?
Your son, he feels threatened on a daily basis. Like everything he's earned can just be taken away.
Coach Mom, kids today look grown and adult women are normalized. Hey, well, yeah, I heard you say that too. I think I seen that yesterday. That's all. He was like, I don't gotta give in, and he I'm gonna make money. I'm a brand. Yeah, you wake up and do it yourself. You ain't gotta get. I ain't got no screaming Got a lot of them.
All right, you fighting the homie? I'm gonna fight your homie.
I don't want.
Fight all of them then.
I'm fighting Floyd.
Well, I'm fighting Floyd homie then, nigga.
You got nothing.
His right hand man. I'm fighting Cub. You gotta have a right hand man.
It was 50. It ain't 50 no more.
I did spar Floyd. Yeah.
All I'm saying is this.
You know how you fight though, you know.
All I'm saying is this. Floyd.
Floyd like a windbreaker.
I know you ain't want to fight me then, but it's good to fight you now. I'm not gonna stop you. You ain't ringing more than you're stupid. I know you got more followers than me. Come on, let's get this money. 100 million. Let's do an exhibition.
Are they flying out me and
And I'm still getting it.
Now, Adrian Broner back in the headlines, meaning no Charleston White. He had a lot to say about Adrian Broner after they linked up with Blueface and stuff. So what I need y'all to do is hit that like button, man, and let's see what Charleston White had to say to AB responding to Charleston White on No Jumper. Y'all know Adam got messy. Like they say, I be pinning beef, some people, but hey, I want to see what they got to say to Adam 22 for this.
I want to just be transparent, but I just did a Charleston White interview, and he was talking a little hot about you. He was saying that the only reason why you...
I just got off the phone with Charleston White.
Oh, really? What was that like?
He was like, I put you money in this and that, da da da. You know what I'm saying? It was no animosity or nothing. I don't take what he say bad, bro. I know he doing his thing, but when I just talk to him, bro, I like Charleston, and I'm about to get some money with Charleston. We gonna verse 2 together, bro.
That's good, man.
I don't got nothing to say bad about this, bro. I don't care what he say about me. I know that's because he never met me.
Right.
But when he really met me, really like meet me, you know what I'm saying? If he still talking like that.
There was a chance that you guys were going to see each other when he was leaving here and you were coming in, and we were definitely concerned for a second. I'm like, it's going to be hard to see each other.
No, I am COB. I am a crash out boy. Okay. And you know, I'm gonna bring it out on your show. I'm starting a whole group, man.
Crash out boy.
Crash out boy. Right now is only 3 of us. It's me, Dean, and Salt. And we definitely recruiting, but everybody can't be a part of this.
Okay. What's the requirements to be a crash out boy?
I mean,
how sauce make the cut? Be rocking with sauce like.
a lot of people don't be salty.
I feel like a crash out boy is like, if you talk to me, I'm just going to put it. That's crashing out. And I don't think we should encourage that. It's crazy.
That's dumb.
It's dumb. But I mean,
That's a dumbass boy.
or like, oh,
That's a damn. That's a DAB.
he left a
Dumbass
comment on
boy.
my girl's Instagram. I'm going to go shoot his house up.
That's a DAB. That's a dumb boy. Nah, COB, crash out boy. You know, that's just like, I'm explaining, bro. That's somebody who just ain't taking, like, won't take it for nothing. Now, we come around, we had the best boy in the world. But if they go there and they get to it, it's gonna go there and it's gonna happen.
Okay, Charleston, his main criticism, though, of you was just saying that, yes, you're lit right now on the street, but that you have not proven that you can do that without crashing out. That he feels like you're only viral right now because of these crazy moments that really, realistically don't
But
make
listen,
you. I mean, the fighting, the allegedly sexually harassing girls on stream, you're screaming at people.
First of all,
And I know that girl, like, took it back, but...
she apologized.
Yeah. But he also said that you probably paid her out.
And like, she was just, she was just with us. You see, she was just with us. And real, it's crazy. And what you say?
He's basically saying that, you know, you're viral for crashing out and then you have...
Where have I crashed out?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the crashing out is pretty limited. It's not like you're like, you have to use anybody's ass. Shit, if you can save $50, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Why not? Make an extra $50.
Yeah, bitch, I can get it, but you gonna get it.
As a celebrity, do that. You can bust some jokes by being a celebrity. Oh, like, I don't got money for dinner. You just
Hey,
pay
look, bro.
They're gonna do it.
Hey, one thing about me that you gonna learn, Adam, bro. Better make him embarrassed.
So that was Adam being messy, and y'all know Adam just hit the headlines getting divorced by Lena, and she won't have the building. So makes sense why Charleston White appeared on No Jumper and Adam 22 made that happen because maybe he's financially hurting. I don't know, but if you make it this far in the video, hit the like button, man. This is why Adrian Broner said what he said.
Yeah.
I can't wait to run across them to show y'all. I bet them won't bark at me like they've been barking at me and all the others. Yeah, that whole crowd shot going over right now. You know, I don't care how good you is with your hands. You ain't your hands in the way.
all my food is gone? That's crazy. Time? Yeah, time. It's time. Yeah, it's time. My pocket's getting thicker. The movie's getting quicker. Today's disclosure day, y'all. I gotta see what time my movie showing is showing. Alright, I got my house somewhat. I have a somewhat house. I was thinking of making this a bridge. I couldn't figure it out. Well, maybe I should. Bridge for the upper and then one for the lower. How many could I get? I know I need more pillars. Get a pack of those. Get a pack of these. I need some railings. Oof. I'll worry about that later. Give me another pack of these. But I can't sleep through the night. That'll put that over there. My pocket's getting bigger. Okay, baby, I know what time it is. It's time to eat. I think this cat knows how to tell time. I don't know who's dumping, but I think it's him. Okay, baby. Okay. Hold on, y'all. This fool just hugged my whole arm trying to threaten me to give him some food. To have a cigarette? Huh? Can I have the cigarette, Papa? Little Papa says time. It's 7 o'clock. I could tell time now, Daddy. the first one?
Yeah.
Oh.
She just spoke about baseball. The house is dehydrated. I had to get Lovey some of my water. She ain't had no water. I know. Why you ain't eating? You begged me to get up to give you food, now you don't want it.
I need some music. We need a piano up in this piece. Maybe we'll make this the piano room. I don't know what room this is gonna be. Find some warmth. How am I cold? good morning, people. Yeah, maybe we need like a like a piano or something in here, or a fireplace. What do we need for the fireplace? Stone and wood. Well, that's a lot of stone. Dang, I need 100 more stone. Who got stone? Oh, you got some stone. There we go. Give me this back. I'll pick it up when it stops burning. I could use a pyromane. I gotta take a real dump, y'all. I want one of those doors that open and close right here. Let me go inside so nothing attacks me. I'll be right back. Ooh, I feel it. He shoved the rainbow in my ass. But I can't sleep through the night.
Yesterday marked 400 days since the last GTA 6 trailer. That is over a year. That's over a year.
Damn.
That is a long, long, long time. And since then, no trailer, nothing. Yet, people are still finding out more information, having more breakdowns, and that's exactly what we're checking out today. This is a video from someone by the name of Subscribe for Tacos, and he has a 23-minute video breaking down all of the bits of gameplay information that were in trailer 1, that were in trailer 2, and I thought we would watch it together because in his thumbnail it says that it's going to amaze me, and I think there is a lot of things that you can take out of GTA 6 that are just wow. And when you actually extrapolate and think about how that's actually in the game, it creates a picture of this game that is so much bigger than really anything you've seen before. So, let's hear what he has to say.
In today's video, we're going to be doing a deep dive into Grand Theft Auto 6 gameplay. We'll show you the gameplay that Rockstar have given us so far that you may not have even known was gameplay. We're going to talk about how drastically different the gameplay is going to be from GTA 5 to GTA 6, including all the weapons we know about that are coming to the game, all the new items that are coming, the animal encounters, the random job encounters, all the locations and robberies that we know about, all of that and more here in this video. Feel free to skip ahead to the chapters you're interested in, but keep in mind we're going to be through a lot of things that you don't want to miss anything. We're going to start off this video today talking about the gameplay that Rockstar have given us. On May 6th of 2025, Rockstar gave
I guess it wouldn't even straighten out.
the very next day, after speculation that some of this was CGI, entirely in-game, comprised of equal parts gameplay and cutscenes, which means
There's like a minute and a half close to it of gameplay in this, which it doesn't seem like it. Like, even going back and watching this now, it does not seem like it. Like, it really doesn't. And I think that's because in the gameplay elements that they use,
That's crazy. I didn't even need beams for this one. Let me see if I can find that door. Adobe, wait, I don't want Adobe. I thought it was wood.
The crazy part about this is not only do you see the plane going one way, you also see the plane in the distance as well. It's just
walls, doorways, and window frames.
This is something that was found in the game files on the leaks of 2022.
I don't have
There is a
clay.
location in South Beach, like a point of interest for the gym, as well as multiple other points of interest that we'll get into later in the video. For me personally, I hope to see this mechanic back in the game. I think
it's hilarious that they put in, first of all, like the girls stopping to watch him.
It's making a unique experience for everyone if you want your character to be fat or if you want them to be ripped or anything like that. We also know visually, like growing out a beard and things like that, similar to Red Dead Redemption 2, a lot of mechanics from Red Dead Redemption 2 are most likely going to bleed on into this game.
100%
Shoot this right here, this gameplay. And then next up, obviously, the calls right here. You can see a cat on top of the ATM as well. You can see there was a lot right there on the left, which did bring a lot of speculation when this first came out, thinking that maybe we can play the lottery. I mean, the chances of winning are probably going to be slim to none as in real life, but again, this most likely could be gameplay here too. We've got the champion right there. Time. Looks like he's going to be trying to get some money. Now again, there's a lot of chance encounters in this game, and we're going to get into some of those here in this video. There's also a lot of likely stings where they're going to be setups, which again we'll talk about here again later in this video.
So this is something I've heard a lot of people talk about, and it's like the random encounters, right? There's two different types of random encounters. An encounter that's actually like an event that you can participate in and just things going on in the world. Now, there has to be enough things going on in the world where it feels real, right? Like, if every time you drive down the street, this is going on, it doesn't really feel right. But if this happens 1 in 20 times you drive down the street, okay, right? And then that happens 1 in 20 times on every street, and maybe there's 20 different things that can be happening on every street, then it gets into wild territory.
This I just wanted to break down what is most likely gameplay versus cutscenes that we've seen already from Rockstar, and this is one of the ones that I believe is gameplay. Now we also have this very short scene from trailer 2, which does also look like gameplay to me, giving us a first look at what a heist would look like in GTA 6.
I'm just buying stuff. Wood.
First of all, we have Jason right here typing in at the Starlet Motel. We've seen this in screenshots or pictures that Rockstar has given us on their website. We can see a Gallivant in the background right there on fire. And then we see Jason fighting right here. And then we also see Lucia, what seems to be like an underground fighting.
See, most of what we're seeing here, I truly believe is like, okay, you're going to the gym, there's a brief cutscene as you do whatever. Okay,
Adobe Foundation. I was looking for that one doorway that opens up in the front. That's what I was trying to. Oh, maybe it's under doors, huh? Greenhouse door.
Again, I would assume, first of all, Lucia's jacked as hell. Second of all, it looks like
Gates.
in between, right? Like you're fighting on the plane, it cuts to this, now you're fighting on whatever the hell this thing is. I don't know, that's what it seems like.
There are no gates. Maybe. Hey, she's a woman, man. Like in Last of Us. That's nasty. Alright, let's figure this out. But I can't sleep through the night. So it has to be underneath walls. Let's just craft one and see what happens. Oh, we didn't get what we wanted. It's like a opening trap door. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. See what else do we unlock? Dino leash. We haven't been to the snow area. I don't even know if there's a snow area. Oh, there it is. No. I don't know if there's a snow area on here. Desert clock. I've been in the desert. Let's get some sofas. I don't have any felt. I think you gotta kill the RGs to get felt. See, there it is, the cellar doors. This is what I was looking for. Stone reinforced large cellar door. Adobe gateway. Large wood elevator platform. Large wood large cellar door. I think that's it right there, the large one. We'll get the piano. I might end up buying the rabbit. He's $10, but after that you get like 2 more fantastic things, I think. Metal water tank. Metal doors. I don't need fabricator yet. Well, maybe. I already got spark powder. I have a little oil. I have crystals. I have cementing paste. Dang, I could build a fabricator already. I think I need the generator. Electronics.
Cigarettes, plus have binoculars, cut-off tool, pool cue. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of little side fun things you can do, like playing pool.
Battle rig garage. We are not doing battle rigs. What map is that? I have battle rigs. I think it's Ragnarok.
Internal defenses such as the barrier blocks, shrouds for operating while to unlock cylinders, so it may be used on older ones. So once again, depending on which cars you're trying to steal off the street, you're either going to need the
Bung
new tech or
bed.
something like this for an older vehicle. There's also a duffel bag balloon
I
and a
need
back.
these.
I'm thinking, like my brain's working here. There's golfing in GTA 6. I need someone to make a mod where you can hook up GTA 6 to a golf simulator and play golf in real life, but it plays it. I need that to happen. I'm sure someone could do it.
Stupid. Assault rifle, roll rat saddle.
So far, this could change. Keep in mind, this is from the 2022 leaks. There's a rocket launcher, baseball bat. You can see an assault rifle right over here. Armor pistol, all-action sniper, knife, molotovs, a spear gun. So obviously, we've seen the pictures of going underwater in GTA 6, which look beautiful. Now we're gonna
Pet
have
display.
I think this would be one of the coolest parts of this game.
All of your shoulder pets.
And there's already rumors of people
Tiny tames and companions. All while providing some health and experience over time. Comes in nest and bed varieties. Ooh.
I actually went spearfishing for 7 hours. Like, just
I've never seen this. They're gonna put that little Grogu on that. A pet display. Glider, no.
Now these right here were actually the variations that were found. So obviously, as these leaks were found, they haven't decided which one they were going to go with yet. So it could look similarly to one of these three, or it could be completely different. But the one thing you can tell, if you look at the top here, there's dates that go with them. So
Malwine saddle. That's a weird saddle.
So June 1st, 2022. This is January 20th, 2022, right? So this would be closer to their final product.
now, this weapon
Hazard
is
suit.
like the Red Dead Redemption 2 weapon group. Now, if you haven't played that game, you won't know what I'm talking about, but it is a lot more detailed and a little bit more confusing to get a hold
Blood
of when you first
Force,
start playing.
Cairo Hospital, Vault,
So we mentioned open world activities. We just saw the pool cue,
Gravity
things like that
Tech,
in weapons. But as far as open world activities, it's going to be
Charge.
golf, fishing, racing. There's going to be a lot more than this too. One of the logos that were found inside the game files, just like when you go
This is always good to unlock.
as the van
Ooh, that's expensive.
only place for a delivery.
Who's that, 79?
One trailer where you see a shooting a grenade launcher out at the back of the vehicle and pulling it up. What appears to be like an armored delivery vehicle, like kind of like one that takes money out of stores, brings it to banks. Kind of looks like that. That's what I think some of these will be.
It's near an industrial area of Port Galport. At one of the garages from this zone, you can see a
Chemistry bench.
cameras being operated in the area, so you probably need to be careful not to spot it if you're trying to rob one of them. There's also regular robberies, videos like the Hank's Waffles robbery. You saw that video during the leaks. Show Jason and Lucia going into a Waffle House for a robbery. And it also
Dang.
mentions that robbery shit's always going down to available at all places around the map, including cargo containers. This one is over adjacent. It also goes on to say there's also events for finding something or nothing
All
in
right.
vehicle trunks and also in food stores. They also mention deliveries. There's also events for Galport called Delivery Pickup Warehouse. So probably just little delivery missions like we've seen recently added to GTA 5. Now obviously we've all heard about the Interpol building.
Yeah, I'm skipping this part because we all know about the Interpol buildings. It's supposed to be like 70% of the buildings. There's no point in speculating on that. Flight rules.
I have not ran into any felt. All I need is metal for the piano. Oh, I can get the pet. What is it? This. See what this does. Maybe he'll get off my shoulders and do something useful on this pet thing. Instead of using me and shitting all over my back. He took his shit on my back. Alright. What was I doing again? Oh. Let me get that door. Let me see if that door works. Sounds like somebody's damaging my base.
I think hunting is going to be in the game.
Yep. Damn. This is a shower of blood. You alright, my boy? Oh, you good. Let me upgrade you.
Especially now that expanded in that. I'm assuming he's just going to list the one that looks like game is the more interesting one there. If you know, you know. And then what does he move on to after this?
Once again, if you played Red Dead Redemption 2, you'll understand this entire game mechanic. But in Red Dead Redemption 2, you would go hunting.
Maybe it's in the wooden wall.
Then they had something called alphas, right? So let's say you have alligators, there's a bunch of alligators, but then there's an alpha.
By the way, the time that reminds me, Jesus words, the thing that reminds me of most,
No.
if you didn't play it, Far Cry Primal had like this
How do you get...
along those lines where you could hunt anything. But then there were primals that were actually somewhat difficult to kill.
This is one that's
What are we going to talk about?
Maybe it's in the craft, Maybe you gotta craft it in here, Structures. Large wood, large cellar door. I just need thatch.
Has to be for online. Like I don't see how that makes much sense in single player, but maybe
since your inventory is going to be much slimmer,
And wood. Dang, that's a grip of wood. I'm like, what kind of cellar door? Now I'm not sure if I want it. It's probably too big. Let's put this down, see what it does. Where should we put this? Right here?
that is true. Like if we remember that clip that I was talking about where I said she seems jacked, she looks like if you compare that to her when she's like in that kind of dress or when she's in a bikini or whatever.
She's just flexing on your ass. Hold for pickup.
Alright, and then we have carry bodies, pick up like all of this is pretty common sense. New gameplay system.
Going to be a thing. We don't want to get into too much detail of this. A lot of this.
So this one here is one that's interesting. The money laundering. I think that'll likely be in there. Car fences and fences. We already talked about that. Finding vehicles. So this is more of like a collectible side of the thing. Hacking. Lucia carries a tracker jammer. So those
What is this?
that we talked about before seem to be a Lucia thing. Again, that's very early on and in leaks, so it's hard to tell from that. I don't think we need to go through all of this. I thought it was going to be, this video is going to be more so breaking down the trailer a little bit more. These are all things we kind of already know. Witness system, police recognition. So like this one, for example, police recognition. If you don't change how you look, a police officer will be able to be like, hey, I know you from somewhere. And witnesses take videos of you, things along those lines.
Whatever.
Sharing items between Jason and Lucia, I think that's pretty straightforward. Unlocking doors and
He's
gates.
chilling.
I don't think we're going to get too much more out of this video, quite frankly.
I know there was like some monkey pets over there too. But I gotta have
Gameplay details are amazing.
That's dope.
Simply attention to detail, right? It comes down to this. When, let's say this game comes out and it's a 100-hour campaign, right? Like you play straight through.
I'm gonna get another
A little bit
one.
of side missions here or there, and it's 100 hours.
I never seen that before.
How many hours of
Wood and thatch.
Craft's the wrong word, but you know what I mean.
All my wood is in here.
There is to do and discover in this game. Whether, like we said,
I'll take one.
Golfing. Just driving around and seeing new random
No
events.
stone.
Hunting things. All of it. This game isn't a lot of people, I've seen it so much lately of people being like, oh, San Andreas map is going to be bigger than this one. This, that, the other thing. It's not about that in this game.
I ain't got no thatch.
The magic of this game is going to be in density. When you go and drive through Miami or Vice City, whatever. Have you ever been to Miami in real life? There's like, you're driving down the strip and there's like a million things to look at around you. It feels like that is what they're going for. No matter where you are in the Oneida, there's going to be something going on. A plane flying overhead, someone being pulled over off to your right, hillbillies driving in the back of the truck. These kind of things. And that is, I think, the magic to me. Because not only are you going through the story of Jason, there's all of these stories going on around you. And we saw this with GTA 5. With every NPC in the game, there's this little story that is going on with them as well. Imagine just going in as Jane Mission, you follow them.
And they kill you for following you.
They go to their farm, they get in, and they start working on the farm. Shoveling shit in the back of the truck, and then they drive to the dump. Dump. Just things like that. This is the picture that's where the amazement comes in. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it won't be that in depth, but it's just part of the hype, man. And I really do think end of June, 2-3 weeks from now, I think 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, I think we might be able to see something. Hey, that's just a theory.
That was a weak line. Weak lying, just be lying, clickbait, lies, deceiving, everything.
Disclosure Day. The eye-opening meaning. This secret will blow your mind. I said Disclosure Day. The eye-opening hidden meaning. This secret will truly blow your mind away. Look, deep divers, I just came out of the seminar and saw Disclosure Day. What did I think about it? Hold on, I'm going to tell you. But I'm also going to talk about the eye-opening hidden meaning. This secret will blow your mind. I always tell you, they don't make these films for nothing. Look, hit the like button right now if you support the real. Hit that like button right now if you support the real, because we got a whole lot to talk about. Peace. Infinite waters, diving deep once again. Beautiful deep divers. I woke up like this, all magical and fly, just breathing in that
Let me get some,
10 years younger.
I might go catch one of these monkeys.
Raising the vibration. Take that. Good ass energy I'm sending you. The cat down the road said you received it. Disclosure Day. The eye-opening hidden meaning. This secret will blow your mind. So yes, I have seen it, deep dive.
Okay, I don't want to hear nothing.
There are a few big new Nintendo Switch 2 news and updates I want to cover with you all today, starting with Nintendo once again making headlines all the time due to their game pricing in the Switch 2 generation, because you guys probably remember this kicked off with Mario Kart World and that $80 price point. We've since, in recent memory, seen Nintendo start to go to a more aggressive pricing system with games
This
like
place
Star
looks
Fox
like
and
hot
The Wind Waker
trash.
at a $50 eShop price, with just $10 more being the MSRP for the physical version, while Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave definitely has some opinions flying around out there, and former Nintendo employees have weighed in on this, so I do want to highlight what's being said and my own 2 cents on the whole situation here, and maybe where we're headed from here with Switch 2 game pricing. Then we do have a couple of FromSoft updates to cover, because the Dust Bloods does have an official eShop page, and with that, we do have a couple new lines of text that I want to highlight since the Nintendo
I'll take
Direct
2 of
went
these.
live, in addition to
Alright, so all I need is some wood. We're gonna get us a fresh piano.
network test, which will be free to hop into, but by
So all we
selection,
need
so
is
you
some
will have to
metal.
apply
I got like
for
hundreds of it.
that. And while we're on the note of FromSoft, we are
Get us
also
some
going to mention
fresh metal, you
total
feel me?
file size for the Switch
We
2,
got 300
and why
right
it
here.
is a travesty that it is a game key card. Unfortunately, after
That's a
about Line
lot.
3, the
That's
complete
gonna
edition
split
for
my
Physical 2,
back.
and how that will be an on-cartridge experience, and one that I will be adding into my
My
physical
back
collection
is
personally.
split.
And finally, to close us out, we have a
Alright.
couple of bad news
Oh, we
situations when it comes to the
need
gaming industry
craft.
as a whole, when it comes to
We'll
layoffs,
go
studio
one.
closures, things like that, and this time around affecting potentially Xbox once again with another studio closure, and Ubisoft already doing those closures officially. So we're going to break all of this down, but before we do, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on your bell notifications. Join Timber Nation if you're new here. We're going to first kick this off right over at VGC, where you can see Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave and its price point making some headlines and getting some former Nintendo employees to chime in. And you have here, Nintendo knows fans will pay new Fire Emblem confirmed to cost.
We're gonna probably hook up some toilets in this one. That is so dope. You can put the animals you catch in your house. The animals that you steal from in your house.
Standard edition of the game, the premium version, which comes with an art book and other physical goods, will retail for $120 in the U.S. Commenting on
Put
the news,
one there.
Nintendo of America marketer Kit Ellis said the company
And
likely
one
priced
right
the
here.
Fire Emblem higher because it's confident the series' dedicated fans are prepared to pay for it. Fire Emblem is $80 because Nintendo knows the fans of that series are as diehard as they come. They want the game physical and they will pay the premium, he wrote. The 120 special edition will sell out quickly. Expect the same approach for Xenoblade next year. Nintendo of America announced earlier this year that it would introduce different pricing for physical and digital versions of Switch 2 games, bringing the region in line with other territories like Europe, where physical Nintendo games often cost more. The policy began with the release of Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, which retailed for $10 more, $70 physically, than digitally. Now here's the thing on where we've been with this pricing situation up to this point. Yes, we did have Yoshi and the Mysterious Book launch, and we had it come out at a $70 premium cost for the physical edition, but it was $60 on the eShop, and fortunately, shout out to Amazon and Walmart, they've been price matching the eShop price of the game, at least in the pre-order window. Like after the game launches, that promotion goes away, but in the lead up to getting the game, if you want to pick up that physical edition at the eShop price, so far we've been able to do it through those two retailers, and Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, I don't feel like needs to be 70 physically. 60 eShop seems a little bit more reasonable, but it was one of those games that, you know, it's a big
Drink water.
spin-off series game. Seems like Nintendo's
You
probably
feel
going to
me?
be pricing a lot of their mainline first-party software at
But
something
we
like
gotta
60
turn
on the
this
eShop
off.
and 70 physically. And that's really in line with what we've seen for the Switch 2 generation so far with most of their games outside of Mario Kart, which were just, you know, Mario Kart World being $80 digitally or physically, and every other first-party published game from Nintendo just being that flat 70 on the eShop and on the physical
You
version.
can't turn it off?
This was going to be a digital discount of $10. Well, then we got the surprising news that both Star Fox and Splatoon Raiders were coming in at $50 for their Nintendo eShop game price and $60 physically. Now it seems like we're going back to Switch 1 game prices with first-party stuff, where there's $60 on the retail counter, but you just get an extra $10 off the top if you pick up your games physically. Kind of a nice direction to see Nintendo headed. So a big surprise whenever we find out that Fire Emblem
Oh, there we go.
is not only
Close
Nintendo's
tap.
September game, they're doing a big marketing push behind it. But this thing is going to come in at $70 on the eShop, and that means it's $80 physically. Now, you can probably go the Walmart and Amazon route and pick it up and try to save the $10 in the pre-order if you want to do that. But this is like the downside of variable pricing. While I do like that we get these cheaper options sometimes in games like Star Fox and Splatoon Raiders, when we see them kind of go the other direction with that, and now we're to 70.
Right, how did I get that? How did I get that option to come left? Oh, okay, there we go. There we go.
Fans that they'll want the physical version. It does feel like Nintendo, you know, to Kit
You gotta close the tap
just
up.
kind of pricing it there because they know that they can get that from that fan base. And I will be very
I'm probably gonna
curious
end
to
up
see
moving
as we
those,
learn
but
about more titles from Nintendo in the upcoming months with tender price points. We don't know what direction they'll go with some of the bigger name IPs that they have, because I wouldn't have even expected them to consider Fire Emblem for this type of pricing tier. I thought we would see the $70, $80 combo come back for something like Zelda Ocarina of Time, which I'm biased. I'm prepared to pay that for that game. I do, however, think that, you know, pricing something at 70 digitally, like Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, but then wanting the $80 for the physical edition, definitely seems like the upper echelon of what you should be charging for your games. That said, in the same breath, we did get the official pricing for Switch Sports Resort, and it is a $49.99 price point on the eShop so far, which means we should presumably be able to expect something like $60 physically, and that's right in line with Star Fox and Splatoon Raiders. So it may be Nintendo's going to kind of feel like they're giving us a little bit of a discount on some games, and then other ones we're left looking at the price point feeling like, wait a minute, did game prices go up or down? What's actually happening here? I think that the variable pricing statement from Doug Bowser back in the day is actually proving more true than I could have ever seen it coming in this current generation we find ourselves in, because some games just feel like a pretty good value and a no-brainer pickup, like Star Fox, especially for me, and even Splatoon Raiders, as I'm not much of a Splatoon guy. This is a single-player focused game. I'm more into that kind of stuff. I'm way more willing to spend $50 on the eShop and pick up that game and check it out, or maybe even pre-order it physically for the collection and check it out on the channel here with you guys, as opposed to something like a $70 price point digitally for Fire Emblem, which I am also not the biggest Fire Emblem guy out there. Need to give the series more of a chance, but at a $70 price point and or $80 if I want it physically, that makes you think twice. So yeah, Nintendo going back and forth on pricing. I'm definitely feeling better in recent times, but then you get this confirmation of the Fire Emblem.
I don't care about the fire.
Alright, what we're gonna do today is go over a post from Alex.
You guys are doing nothing. Five-star park on one-way path. Scorth Urch open community.
My God. So today we're going to be talking about John's Arena. Now, before we start, if y'all haven't watched my live video, go watch it right now.
What is this about? Guys, listen. Although this is not real, it's something to think about. People are saying that it's real. That's our fault.
I just can't believe how cute he is up there. I need to go catch something else. There was like a little monkey over here. I want to put him on my pedestal too. I don't know why I left my animals over there. And why am I so heavy? What do I have on? Oh, I have that big old piece of metal on me. I'm like, I'm running slow. Look at him, he's so freaking adorable. Oh my God. I don't want to pick him up. Select creature to place on bottom. Should I leave him up there? Placeable creature. Oh. I just put him on the bottom. Look at this new option. You see this? Look, they got things for pets. Instead of them being on your shoulder. Yeah, those little stands, they're for pets that you catch. I got two right there.
Cat towers.
Yeah. You could put any shoulder pad on them.
That's so cool.
And I was like, oh, they added that. I was like, I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
I was about to go catch a monkey right
Get a
now.
PlayStation 5.
So what creature did you place on bottom? I don't know how to do all that. I'm gonna just leave him up there. I know I saw some little shoulder pets over here. I think there's like some metal inside of these ones. It's not that much. Let's see. There's only a little bit. I know I saw some little baby monkeys around here. I haven't even uncovered this. This is all I've uncovered so far. It takes so long to get across. I need one of those, what do they call a iguanodon? Those gliders. Maybe I should just get my, I have a gliding dragon. I wonder who's faster. I ain't listening to this hood rat. What's that? What's that? Get his ass. Get him, Paul. Go get him. Man, I gotta load up my poison darts. Nah, these ain't poison darts. We need some D's. I need these dudes. They got that shiting. Yeah, come on along. Come along. Let me get that. Where'd y'all go? Where'd the other one go? Get off of him, fool.
How are there giants still in the Bible, like Goliath or Bashan? Y'all know I go with my receipts. This is Genesis where it says the Nephilim, the authors. Let's look at Numbers 13, I believe, 33. He says, we saw the Nephilim there, the descendants of Anak come from the Nephilim. We seemed like grasshoppers in our own eyes, and we were the same to them. So what I'm hearing about that is that Nephilim still existed on the earth.
Oh, I was about to say. Piranhas.
Noah's sons' wives had babies naturally. And I know that sounds crazy, but understand that these Nephilims and the fallen angels for generations.
I'll take that.
Years actually. So obviously people are living and are making babies. There might be Nephilim DNA in more people than you would think. Then generations afterward.
Dang, I should have got that little monkey when I saw him. Oh.
In the Bible, it says that Bashan was about 13 feet. So obviously, it's like ranging from say like 10 to 13 feet to like super large, really different type. And to back up the
And
Nephilim
just
DNA,
pounce on him with them claws.
you guys are pretty big students. To continue,
Feet prints at?
certain territory in retaliation to that event. What if I were to tell you that it really wasn't in retaliation to that event? It might have been, allegedly, it might have been to look for the Nephilim DNA in a certain tomb that they unearthed in the same year, 2003. It's called Stonehenge. And if you have not heard about the epic ordeal of Bashan, look it up if y'all want to believe it. If you want, I definitely can. But if you'd rather look for human DNA and you think Nephilim still live here, I think Nephilim still live here because of that. In the Bible, it says, I believe the author Bashan says that he was the last of the Rephaim. So biblically, they were supposed to be all fallen. I believe, and I'm speaking. I think that's what they actually want to use as weapons of war. If they could get their hands on the DNA of these Nephilim and figure out a way to
Man,
create
what?
And he said this thing was solid as a rock. They were all kind of tapping it on top. And he said it was like brick. I mean, this thing was just like solid. He said it was rigor mortis or whatever. But I mean, it was apparent. You could see him that he was so.
This is some good stuff. I hope he can carry it. Oh, that's too much. Yeah, that's way too much.
So you can imagine, let's say it was 12 feet tall, 11 pounds. So, I mean, these things there. I mean, massive, massive guy.
Ooh.
The body, like, where'd you guys get this thing? And they told him that they had heard, they didn't know, they didn't firsthand know. They heard that a group of guys got lost somewhere out in Afghanistan. That this group was out there. These military guys were out there doing something, recon or something like that, and they weren't reporting back in. So they sent out another group to look. Another team went out to look for that first team. And when that second team found them, they found them either at the mouth of a cave or in a cave. I can't remember where. It was in the vicinity of a cave. And they were all dead. And this gigantic humanoid was.
What's crazy is that why, when it comes to giants, it's always associated with caves, even in the Bible. You know, I just find it funny that the cave system, the map of the cave system, and the map of the Sea of People completely lines up with each other. I don't know what's wrong. I think they're living on. I think the Nephilim still exist. I think that they live. Have y'all heard about the story of the giant of Kandahar? Long story short, there was an American army unit out in Afghanistan looking for another army unit that had gone missing. They're going through the woods, they're searching, they finally come across like fireballs just scattered everywhere, these boughs of trees. They ended up coming across a cave and seeing a human
I do need a trike.
red-haired giant come out of
like, y'all really want to know where that monkey went. Come on, son. She gonna get it.